Missouri Governor Mike Kehoe also signed the first new laws of this year today. One of them is Evie and Sophie's Law, named after two Missouri teens. When Madison Royer's younger sisters were groomed, their family learned there was nothing law enforcement could do. Well, this new law will give prosecutors the ability to come after groomers and define grooming in the state.
And so by creating this anti-grooming law, we were looking to address those gaps and make it so that children can be protected from sexual grooming, can be protected from enticement.
The same law included the Evans Voice Act. It honors Aurora teen Evan Bettler. He died by suicide after being extorted online. The legislation creates the offense of sexually extorting a minor and increases the penalty for sharing child pornography. We spoke to Evan's parents, Brad and Carrie, ahead of the bill's signing.
Having the legislation also being public with that also allows families and kids to know that there are ways to hold people accountable for, the crimes that they're committing, because I think kids and families need to know that they are victims and there are now legal ramifications for how to move forward.
Two other laws were signed today. One removes the barriers for pregnant women and men with pregnant wives to get a divorce. The other makes it easier for prosecutors to charge minors who commit violent crimes as adults.